So I have a confession to make. It's getting cold. I'm a little cold out here. I'm guessing you're probably a little cold out here when you come to confession. And before the snow comes, we're going to be moving confession indoors. And that's going to look a little different. There's going to be extra logistics and things that we need to keep in mind. And so I hope to kind of put together this video for you to kind of alleviate any unnecessary stress or confusion when you come to confession. And then you could share this video with others and spread the word because we're hoping to bring as many souls back to the Lord as possible. So when you come to confession, you'll notice that the priest is no longer meeting you outside, but there's actually signs on the door that give a bit more instructions on what to do when you go inside. So when you come inside, remember that you're still required to wear a mask. Please line up on the purple X's, which are numbered. If the indoor queue is full, please wait outside until there's room, and do not block the doorway because people will be coming in and out to that. And then refrain from socializing. This is a time to go to confession, not so much a time to catch up on the latest with others that are present. So please enter and leave promptly for your confession. So as you enter in, notice there's a hand sanitizer pump just off to your left. Feel free to sanitize. And then if you look down on the floor in front of you, they'll have the purple X's with the red numbering. So this is a queue lining up for confession. And as there's spaces available in front of you in this queue, please go down the numbers as you approach the confessional. Once you get to the front of the line, you're in position number 1, you're up next for confession. And as the sign in front of you will say, there's a lighting system which will let you know whether the confessional is in use or whether a priest is available to hear your confession. So there's a red light and a green light. When the light is red, that means that the confessional is currently in use. There's someone confessing their sins, and you can't go in there, of course. But if the light is green, that means there's a priest there, and he's waiting for the next penitent. So you're welcome to proceed to that confessional, whether it's the one on the left, if the light is green, or the one on the right, if the light turns green. So as you enter into the confessional, it's going to look a little different than your traditional confessional. This is because of COVID, and we're basically trying to make it as safe as possible so that you feel comfortable, the priest feels comfortable, and that you have some privacy when you confess your sins. You don't have to have everyone in the lineup watching you or trying to lip read or anything like that, but I guess that doesn't happen anymore with masks being on. So notice the sign that says masks are required to be worn during your confession. Although there's a screen in front of you that blocks any transmission, it's still a good idea just because of open area to have a mask on. It's still a requirement while indoors. And in case it's been a while since you've gone to confession, there's a little bit of instructions on the screen that kind of tell you how to start. And if you get to the end, when the priest asks you to please recite your act of contrition, there's a act of contrition listed there. Now, when you're confessing, you're welcome to stand or you can kneel. And there's a purple X marked on the ground of roughly where you should stand or kneel. And this will help you to be able to confess at a good volume and for the priest to be able to hear you and vice versa. So once you finish your confession and the priest gives you absolution, you are able to return and leave the building. So you'll be leaving in the same way in which you came. You're not going back into the queue, of course, but you're going to be going out the same doors you came into the church. And just a reminder, if you happen to see anyone on your way out, it's not a time to socialize or to linger, but to proceed quickly and reverently out and to go and do your penance. So you'll notice a big tower speaker in between the two confessionals. This is basically to help deaden the sound. We're going to have probably Gregorian chant music or some kind of reflective music so that in case there are any words that are being overheard within the confessional units themselves, that they won't reach you. You'll be hearing the music instead. And so that gives that extra sense of privacy and just a reflective atmosphere too as you come in to prepare yourself for confession.